not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because...
What's going on, boxing fans? Joel Williams here at The Distance. Got a video for you guys. This is a prediction for the upcoming bout between Adrian Broner and Eloy Perez. Bout takes place for the WBO Super Featherweight Championship on February the 25th on HBO in St. Louis. Puts together the challenger Eloy Perez versus the champion Adrian Broner. Overall, this is a decent fight due to the fact that you have one fighter that takes the lead against the counterpuncher, and which is from time to time could be trouble for both fighters. A fighter that likes to take the lead from time to time is going to throw a lot more punches than the counterpuncher, but the counterpuncher on the other side is going to throw more than likely is going to throw less punches, but they're going to throw the more clean, effective punches. So going into this bout, Eloy Perez, in order to beat Adrian Broner, he has to, first off, he does have in the early rounds, he has quick hands. His hands are very quick in the early rounds. He's always marching forward behind his jab. His jab is usually his most important punch that he throws. It's usually the catalyst that sets up his right hand that he likes to throw. And he gets a lot of leverage behind his right hand, and likes to throw it, from out of range or from, specific positions in the ring. He kind of likes to turn and use his whole body with his right hand, and sometimes he uses the left hook. Sometimes he's just marching forward and just throwing straight punches. Usually, what he's trying to do is he's trying to get his opponent back and cut off the ring a little bit and control the fight using his jab and controlling the fight from a mid-range. So in this particular fight against Adrian Broner, he's going to have to use the feint. The feint's going to be important, especially being that he has quick hands. It's going to be important because Adrian Broner, more than likely being the counterpuncher that he is, being that he's a counterpuncher, he's going to have to feint because he's more than likely going to commit to that. Broner throws a very good counter left hook off, from his opponent's jab using a high guard. He throws a very good counter left hook, and also Broner does like to wait for his opponent to throw first. Being that he's a counterpuncher, he lets his opponent take the lead. So in this fight, he has to come in, he has to throw punches, and just continue to throw punches, and pretty much just kind of cut off the ring. If he cuts off the ring, then Broner's gonna have to try to shorten up his shots. He's gonna have to he's gonna have to try to hold him and stuff. And if he can just outpower him and outwork him, I think he could win. If he just outpower and outwork him throughout the fight. If he continues to march forward, if he can kind of get his foot inside his lead foot and just bang to the body, because he does throw good left and right hooks to the body. When he's in close proximity to his opponent, he does throw good left and right hooks to the body. And also, of course, he's gonna have to jab his way in. If he jabs his way in, then it's going to lead to that opportunity to being able to throw right and left hooks to the body. It's going to be able to lead to getting close to Broner and touching Broner, especially with a fighter like Broner, who is elusive, has quick hands, and likes to kind of stand on the outside and do his work either from the outside or the mid-range. If he stands close, that could present problems. If you stand close and you continue the pressure, that could present difficulty for a counterpuncher. On the other side, you have Adrian Broner. As I mentioned, has a high guard, to the jab. He has quick hands. Is shown to have power. Has the ability to knock out an opponent with any kind of punch. Uppercut, left hook, straight right. You name it, he could possibly knock you out with, because he gets a lot of leverage behind these punches, being that he's a counterpuncher. And he can land from very awkward position that his opponent does not see. And just overall in this particular fight, I think what's going to be important for him is his movement. He's going to have to move a whole lot in this fight so that Perez doesn't have that target to come towards. He's going to have to move a whole lot. He's going to have to utilize a lot of lateral movement, work off his jab, and look to counter Perez's jab. And also look to land the right hand. Perez tries to be elusive. He does all right at evading the jab. He does an all right job at evading the jab. But it's what comes behind the jab that tends to bother him. The fact that you know, one thing with Perez is, you know, he'll evade the jab. He'll move the shoulders, but after he moves the shoulders, he leaves himself open for one big right hand shot. And Broner, of course, I think is going to see that being a counter puncher. He's going to see that from the outside. You know, that's just pretty much how it is. You know, with a counter puncher, they're going to see little openings that the opponent does not see. So in this fight, I think Broner needs to look to land the right hand. The right hand is going to be a good punch for Broner to land, just because of, as I mentioned, he evades the left jab, but he'll leave himself open and square himself up to the right hand. And just overall, if he continue to move out of range to where, you know, to where Perez can't land the jab, to where he can counter Perez jab, to where, you know, he kind of, you know, to where, you know, Perez kind of walks into specific shots, then I think Adrian Broner can very well win with no problem. So who I think is going to win this fight? In the 6th, 7th round, Perez does tend to lose steam on his punches. His punches aren't as quick, they're not as crisp. And also he's facing an opponent that lands solid shots. And the solid shots are going to be the more telling blows, and that's going to tell the difference, you know, in this fight compared to the fights that Perez has been in. Broner is going to land solid shots on him. And those solid shots are going to catch up, and I think Broner will get a 7th round knockout in this fight. So I'm going to go with Adrian Broner, 7th round knockout. So anyway, peeps, I'm out of here. That was Distance. Let me know what you think. Peace.